Hello, this is Malcolm Rose, and I'm going to do another Centaur today, just for fun. We're going to do an Arcane Marksman, because we haven't won one yet. As you can see from Beam here, I might as well try to win all these bank rounds. Probably not going to do Chaos Knight. Maybe I'll do Chaos Knight for my 50th win in a row, if I get that far. That might be kind of fun. Some easy race like Centaur. I think it might be kind of cool, and I may do this from this point forward. This may morph from a Berserker series to a Centaur series, and I might just win with every single Centaur. We'll kind of see where that goes. Of course, we're going to go with short bow, and we'll train nothing but bows and fighting. Pretty immediately find ruined armor. I'm going to put it on. Okay, it is cursed. That's fine. I've improved my AC, and there's no guarantee I'm going to find anything else. Like, I knew it was possible. I knew it was possible that I would have a cursed item there. So, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to try to kill this thing hand to hand. Trying to save my arrows, that's all. I would really like to have a secondary weapon here. But unfortunately, I have no way of knowing if that club is uncursed or not. So for now, we're just going to have to live with it. Level 2, and D1 is done. So we'll go to D2. Just have to wait for the hooves to kick in, really. I can kill just about anything with the power of the hooves. Okay, this can do 12 damage to me. 1.9, 2.9, so we're speed 1. So he can't get 2 hits on me. Okay, cool, got him. Okay, this thing can do pretty good damage, so... Okay, let's walk away from that stuff. Why don't we pick up some stones, so that I can at least throw stuff, even with 0 skill. You know, it does a little something. But yeah, that adder concerns me. I'll go ahead and melee this guy even though he has armor, or excuse me, he has a weapon. Okay, it's Robin. Clearly we want to stay far enough away that he can't throw stuff at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can do 5 plus the trident. And a trident does 9 damage, so 14 damage possible. I'm going to try to beat him. Okay, I think we need to reset this fight. Oh, well, looks like we got some goblins here. Alright, we'll pick up these things, kill that guy. Now I found a dagger of venom. No guarantee it's not cursed, but it wouldn't be the end of the world for me to be wearing a dagger of cursed, or a cursed dagger of venom, since venom is still an excellent brand. Okay. Helmet. Now, we would like to have remove curse. That was teleport, we'll go up. That's blink. Very surprising. So we're just gonna have to live with wearing this leather armor for now, which I anticipated that could happen, so it's not a big deal. We got him poisoned, he'll die, good. This is a rather early Phantom. D2. Kinda scary, honestly. We can get away from him, of course. But he can blink around and create a bit of a problem for me. The biggest thing is he's rather hard to kill, with an enormous amount of hit points. I wanted to park him on D1. Thank you. We'll just deal with him later. The whole idea of parking an enemy on a floor that you don't intend to visit for a while is a smart move. Of course, you have to have some way of creating distance between you and that thing, or else it doesn't work. But you know, it's an option. For most characters, you'll eventually get some way of doing that. Even if you have to use some enormously good thing like a blink scroll. Okay, we've got this octopode wizard ghost. Not a huge deal. Whoa, he actually has pretty good damage. We could probably kill him pretty fast with... Let's look over here at the... 27 life, as opposed to a kobold that has 3. 27 is a decent amount. Maybe we want to not be on the floor. But then again, we can just walk away from him, so it's not really... It's not particularly life-threatening, you know. Oh, jeez. The damage on this thing. By the way, we found an altar of Fedhas. Actually a very good god. An excellent god. It's not the best god in the world. If you want to have a bunch of ammo, though. Like, normally... And by normally, I mean... Before the change that happened that made it so things don't spawn anymore after a level has originally has spawned once, I would have gone Fedhas immediately because Fedhas is awesome. But first of all, we're going to run out of arrows because in the past you could kind of scum around on elf or snake if it spawns and you'd be fine. But yeah, basically I would have to... I'd have to do a bunch of stuff to make it work. I'd have to train melee and whatnot. It would just not, it would not be fun. And getting piety would be a real pain. I like Fed Haas. It's very good. It's just, if I wasn't playing a Centaur and wanting to use bows, you know, then we might have something to work with there. Alright, we got Oka. Rather early ogre there. Well, now this is D4, so probably shouldn't be fighting this wizard, honestly. Could get confused, but let's get strength. Now there's a Spear of Venom. Whoops. There we go. Well, of course, we want to use the Spear of Venom because we can kite. I just realized we could die to that thing, so yeah, we use heroism to... Wow, another one. Okay. We'll just walk away now if he gets the best of me. There we go. Man, what a D4. Got some exciting stuff on this D4. Some gloves. No scroll of remove curse. Not so good. Let's turn off amnesia. We won't be learning any spells for a while. I could have been coronating things, and I probably should have. It is good. I kind of ignored my book here, which is not really what you're supposed to do. I do have the ability to cast magic, you know. I can slow and whatnot. I mean, that's one way. If you don't start as a Centaur, you can use the slow in the starter book as an Arcane Marksman to do sneaky tricks to establish range and do things like, well, park a monster on a floor that's higher. Got him. Ghost is dealt with. Go down to D5. I want to bring out my bow. We could take quite a lot of damage here. Oh boy. We could take 2 smites in a row, and that would be awful. Let's try our hand at the teleporter, and it works. Okay, we've got the Centaur here. I think we want to be in melee with him. Wow, maybe we want to kill this thing. We have potions of curing, so we could probably out-heal any damage he can do to me even with that. I'd like to walk away from this. Unfortunately, he's just a wee bit faster than me, so let's heroism. I suppose I should use my bow now that he's poisoned. He can do 6 damage. Come on, heroism, do some work. There we go. Got plenty of arrows now. Probably this will be the start of being able to use this as much as I want. Whoa, okay. Lead this stuff through all these shafts. We'll deal with it on the next floor. Wow, that is a lot of centaurs. Which, unlike most characters, we can just walk away from. Oh, alright, this is not ideal. This thing is gonna... Well, it's heroism. Didn't quite plan this out right. But remember, we've got curing, so... We're burning arrows. I was doing that wrong. Okay, we got him. Cool. I let myself get cornered, which is the last thing you want to do on a centaur, because you're essentially destroying your best asset, which is your speed. We got remove curse finally. I didn't actually mean to use it yet. Now I can't check out my rings, which sucks, but what are you gonna do? I'm sure we'll find another one soon. And if not, we can wait, although that's an ossuary. Okay, immolation. I was hoping that was magic mapping. You hear the hiss of flowing sand. Well, let's see if we can get an indicator of where it is. Very distant. So at the top, in roughly the middle, it's very distant. How about if we go left from there? Oh man, why do crimson imps exist? What is the point, really? Just to be annoying? Because that is the reality. Crimson imps don't do anything except for be annoying unless they happen to spawn with like a wand. What an awful enemy. There's nothing mechanically interesting about them. Like, yeah, they can chase you down, but they don't present a danger, you know. By the way, it's very distant. Or no, it's just distant. So we know that the temple is closer than up here. Nearby. Okay. And we found it. Notice how I'm just walking away from this thing? There we go. There might be a wraith in here. That would be pretty bad, but we could berserk, I guess, and take it out. I don't remember if this one has a Wraith or not. Very early. Very early to deal with a Wraith. Whoa, there he is. Well, heroism. We'll just use the bow. It's not that early. It's just a bit early. We can still kill it. Thankfully, we're a Centaur, so this is very easy. It's just a bit tedious. Should just be zombies now. I do kind of like how those 3 wraiths serve as a bit of a warning. Okay, we have haste. Very good. I'm leaving that amnesia behind because, I mean, frankly, I just don't care. Looks like we're going to be getting some ammo gifts. That's good. Got our first Orc Warrior. Always a slight challenge to take him down. They're just a little bit hardy for this point in the game. Oh, well, we've got Menkare. He dies easily enough. I knew we could walk away from him. He's quite slow even if you're not a Centaur. See, look at this. Is this fun? Like, what is the point of this? He can't kill me. I just mindlessly tab until he dies. And it's like this long drawn out sort of goofy process, you know. Every other monster has at least some small chance of killing me if I mindlessly tab into it. Well, maybe not every single one, but I think it's what gets me, what gets my goat about this, about that monster is not just that he's like weak because popcorn monsters exist. It's that he's weak and exceptionally tedious. And it leaves you you know, you're kind of asking yourself, like, why does this exist? You know, at least with other tedious monsters, it, like, stands a chance of really harming your character in various ways. Now we're confused. He's curing. Okay, I can only assume that the wizard, yeah, I was going to say the wizard left. Because those tomahawks were not hitting him. 6 arrows. Yeah, let's get the poison on him and just kite him for a while. I don't have any arrows left anyway, so... There we go. Can we kill this thing with arrows? Yes. Trying to find the wizard. There he is. I'm just killing this for the experience now. See if we can do it with the spear. Looks like we can. Got it. Just looking at my armor and stuff. What spawned, what hasn't. Sky beasts are also, well, at least sky beasts can do okay damage, but they are a bit tedious. Okay, this is a little scary. That was a very nasty landing. Maybe I should train some evocations. Yeah, we'll train it to 5. That doesn't help me in this situation, though. This should be fine, actually. We can melee this stuff down, no problem. But I don't really want to be there, not with that wraith, or excuse me, with that wyvern around. This one's okay. We pull him up here since this is liable to be a really obnoxious fight. Didn't want anything coming up on me while I was doing all that. Whew. Two-headed. Well, he's going to be tough. We certainly don't want to just duke it out with him. But Oka gets excited that I killed him and gives me a lot of piety. Probably the same thing will happen with this wyvern. Oh, he's faster than me. I guess the game would be way too easy if centaurs weren't slower than some things. But I mean, it already is quite easy if you play a centaur. That's why I recommend them as a starter race way more than anything else. As long as you can get the mechanics down of kiting, which is not really that complicated, it's just a little tedious. Nice, we got faith really, really early. And I knew that I had a big stack of remove curse, so that's why I was willing to wear that. I was willing to eat the drain from harm if it came down to it. I should not have walked forward. I could have reached with the spear. That's okay, though. What do you got? Spear of Piercing? Just got him with the poison. He should die. Drink Curing. We do lose some things, you know, by virtue of not being a Trog Worshipper. I mean, being a Trog Worshipper is huge. It's hugely important. Hugely good. And you lose mainly the MR. And of course Berserk lets you take everything out mindlessly in the very beginning. But, I mean, yeah, you are losing something by not playing as a Berserker. So if you're newer especially, and you want to have a relatively easy win, you know, you can't get any better than Centaur Berserker. You get the best of both worlds. You're very quick. You can kill anything in melee very easily with Berserk. You cannot lose to MR targeting attacks in the early game, really, unless you get surprised by them, like you auto-explore into one. And even if you do get hit by something like that, the worst thing that could really happen is you get banished. Paralysis. Well, if you turn a corner and Rupert is there paralyzing you, and then he gets a bunch of swings on you, okay, you might die. But you've got a really big hit point buffer. To mitigate that as well, because Centaurs get good hit points, and ideally you're training fighting to make it even better. So there's just a lot of things in your favor on a character like this, and that's one of the reasons I've chosen to do a Centaur series as well as a Berserker series, because it's just easier. I mean, I'm not going to make any bones about it. This is not meant to be challenge runs for these streaks. It's literally me setting the game up so that it's as easy as possible, but still hopefully interesting to watch. The interesting to watch component is why I'm not just doing, you know, 50 Minotaur Berserkers in a row or 50 Centaur Berserkers in a row. I'm at least limiting myself to one application, one run of a particular combo. You know, like, so Centaur Berserker, do that one time. I'm limiting myself in that way. And I actually think that's cool, because it means that... Wow. There we go. I think that's cool because it means that I'm able to demonstrate how you can basically do the same thing every game in a very effective way, completely regardless of what your character actually is. I could start as a fire elementalist and do basically the same thing here. And it would not be ideal, but it would not be terrible either. This is going to be awesome, by the way, when Oka starts giving me gifts. I'm pretty pumped for the faith. Wow, that is some pretty early nastiness. It seems to probably be behind a ruined door. Oh, let's... Whoa, 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 no thank you. No thank you. It's a shapeshifter, and it's a guardian servant on D9? Are you kidding me? Now that is scary. And a hand axe of electrocution. Well, we can survive a couple more hits from this, so let's bring him up. Just kite him. Whew, what a floor. I do think it's kind of funny how sometimes you'll, and this is probably not hard-coded or anything, but sometimes you'll get a floor where the lair is, and it's almost like it's a boss floor. And this is one of them. It's like when I found a Rolcha. There's going to be a Hydra in here. But yeah, it's like sometimes there's just some really uncannily powerful things lying around on one of these floors. We'd rather not be put to sleep. At least not while this yak is around. Now, it's unlikely that I'll be slept by just the one dream sheep, so I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, there we go. No problem. Okay, there will be a Hydra in here. There he is. The thing about this Hydra is he should die really easily to these arrows, so we'll use heroism and we'll take him down. Down he goes. Whew. This troll's here to play. We'll use heroism again. I'll use finesse as well. Oh, come on. Okay, that was a little bit awkward, but wow, and a Catoblepus. What a floor. And freezing wraiths just wandering around, so it wasn't even rune doored? Is that so? Oh jeez. Dire elephant. Oh, this is a alright, that was a mistake. You know what, forget this. We're just gonna go into lair. And we'll just get this done real quick. We'll come out guns blazing, possibly with a branded bow by then. Really save myself the trouble of dealing with that nasty floor. And I suggest you do the same thing. If you get one of those lair floors that's just, for lack of a better word, kind of stupid, you know, yeah, just do it. Just walk away. Walk into the lair. I mean, when I say lair floors, I actually meant like entrance to lair. I mean, but if you could just walk into the lair, it's like, why not, you know? Oh, man. Alright, it's not the best one I could possibly have gotten, but it's amazing for this point in the game. I mean, come on. Wow. We'll train nothing but bows for a while, which I was already doing. We at least want to take this thing to Mendeley. Okay, so we're going to have a very easy lair. Thank you, Okawaru. Really bringing the heat this time. I don't even have to think about most of this. I mean, it's venom, which will certainly level off in usefulness after a while, but not just yet. Nice, we get slaying. And we can wear this Ring of Strength over our poise, since we get it from the bow anyway. Yeah, like normally these blink frogs might be a little annoying, but just take them right out. No problem at all. This is what I'm talking about with these bows. As soon as you get a longbow in your hand, branded or not, you just annihilate the rest of the game. Okay. Just looking at my spells here, but we're not going to be casting for a while. Let's just continue. I mean, no reason to even think too hard right now with this level of firepower. And we have almost 200 arrows now, so can't really run out. Not while worshiping a god that gives you more arrows anyway. Look at that. Hydra, no problem, just tap through it. How cool is that? That's why faith is so incredible if you happen to find it, particularly on a gift-giving god. I mean, the game is essentially over. They won't necessarily, they won't necessarily give you something amazing, but you'll probably get a number of useful things. I mean, it's very rare to worship Oka or Trog and get absolutely nothing you're not even remotely interested in wearing. And so faith just speeds up that whole process, which is great. Looks like we may have slime on this floor. I mean, yeah, we do. We don't want that book. Trying to keep my inventory relatively clear. Okay, now we've got something I can't just tab through. He can paralyze me. So let's give a little thought into what's going on here. Even if I had vulnerability, I don't think I'd want to use it, since that would make him more able to hex me. I'm not too worried. Like, we could roll in with haste, or excuse me, we could actually use finesse. We could roll in with like heroism and finesse. We want him to berserk. If he paralyzes me, I can blink away. So yeah, I think we're gonna maintain distance. Stay fully away, so even if he paralyzes me, it's like no big deal. But yeah, that worked out. He's dead. Do we have any immolate? Nope. Every time I see a forest, I want to burn it down. In this game. Not in real life, just in the game. Don't report me to the whoever it is that handles that stuff. But yeah, burning down the forest in this game is very, very powerful. Especially if there's just a lot of stuff in it. But we don't need to get, we really just don't need to get fancy. I mean, with this longbow, we just tab and finish it. It's very, very straightforward. Look over the loot. Nothing important. Now we're on layer 6. We got frozen here. Let's maybe try a less contested staircase. Unfortunately, there's a Hydra at that one. Door number 3. This seems to be a lot better. Thank you for the Centaur barding. I'm looking through my scrolls real quick because I would like to have enchant armor. Alright, I used all my multi-stacks and it was no enchant armor, so we can just wait on that. I like to enchant up my barding as soon as I find it because the odds are, even with Oka, you may not see another one the entire game. So it's like, it's one of those things. It's like an ox slot where you may as well go ahead and enchant it up. On the other hand, this character is doing so well, I don't think there's any question that I don't need to enchant yet, so... We get put to sleep, but all they can do is bite the plants. Okay, guys. Let's kill them one by one. Well, as long as only one's on the screen, you're pretty safe. It's not to say you're immune to being slept by a single dream sheep, but if you gotta fight them, and you do have to fight them, or at least deal with them. If you have to do that, my suggestion is, you know, go for only one on the screen at once. Okay, a little surprising here. I'm not sure what is going on here. This dude is a demigod who started as a wizard but has nothing memorized. So, seems weird to me. Maybe he had stuff memorized, but he was probably wearing CPA or some crazy heavy thing. Because number one, his AC is great, and number two, I mean, the evidence is that he doesn't have any spells memorized, and anything below 50% castability will not show up on your ghost. It's my Sherlock moment of the day. Little investigation. As usual, I will exclude that off, kill everything else. Let's walk out of here and kill the guys that we can find outside of the temple. Okay, there's probably more on the floor somewhere, like here. Sometimes they leave the temple, sometimes they hang out inside of it. It's just random. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, let's not just hang out with this guy. Alright, now we'll check out the loot. They can do quite a lot of damage, so let's roll on out of here. And just maintain distance, that's all. Look at all that ammo that Oak is giving me. It's incredible. Okay, since we have a little time, we're not at an hour yet, why don't we go ahead, first of all, finish this floor. Go toe-to-toe with this flayed ghost. Got him. I gotta check this out. That's so weird. Very powerful little vault full of very powerful monsters, but no particularly interesting loot. That's somewhat shocking to me, honestly, but it shouldn't surprise me. There are lots of vaults like that. I think the idea is that the experience is the reward, which is sort of disappointing, but... because generally you just don't want to fight things like that so early. But it is what it is. I mean, that's... sometimes you're going to have to deal with that. And of course you can just bypass it, especially if it's behind a ruined door, which unfortunately that was not, which does surprise me a bit. But if it's behind a ruined door, just don't, you know, don't go in there. Problem solved. And remember not to teleport on that level. Maxwell's patent armor. Do I want to deal with minus Tella? Maybe. I'll just put these on the list so I know that they're around. I don't think we're going to use Kriya's mail coat, but maybe. Yeah, let's put it on. It's very enchanted. I mean, we can immediately gain 5 AC and 4 EV, so it's like why not put that on, you know? And we heal. We can heal with potions way harder. I mean, sure, man. Seems okay to me. Got a scarf. Cloud immunity. Could be useful. Not likely, but could be useful. Actually, hold up. I need to look through this floor one more time. There was a Catoblepus. Or was that the shapeshifter? I guess it was a shapeshifter. I was just concerned because if I come back there for the orb run and then I get petrified somehow, but it's probably fine. Alright, that's a pretty cool ring. We'll mark that down. I'll even mark down resist corrosion. Wand of confusion, don't care about that. Whoa, 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 I'm tabbing. It's got into that kind of mindless tabbing mode. It's not a good place to be. You know, these later dungeon floors can actually prove kind of deadly, so even to a character that's as well equipped as this one. It's probably better if I keep talking, not just for the video, but it kind of keeps me on task so that I don't mindlessly tab into things. See, this is scary. Look at all this. Our MR is not quite enough to block all that. So first of all, we'll use, you know, the Feel of Floods to kind of stand in the way. But there's still a few more of those guys. We're just not quite ready for all that yet. Of course, I can use the strategy of staying as far away as possible, fine. But an Orc Sorcerer, you know, they do have summon demons, so they could paralyze you and then summon a 6 Furhy and then proceed to do like 50 damage to you. So it's not a thing that you should take lightly. Of course, we could just try to get the Confuse on them. That's also an option. Evocations. Even with a meager amount of evocations, like we only have 5, we have almost a 50% chance to paralyze, confuse, whatever. So, that works. It's hard to get over, like, how much ammo Oka is giving me thanks to that Faith Amulet. I mean, I already have 500 arrows. We want to target the wizard, not his minions. Thankfully, I'm our cold right now. That's one thing that Kriya's mail coat does for you. Oh, resist corrosion. Oh boy. We'll teleport. We got him. Thankfully, he didn't paralyze me. I was sitting here messing around with my inventory, and the dude was just there. Gotta play a little slower, I think. Why don't we drop this stuff? Bread, royal jellies. Fruit. Identify. We're gonna go ahead and finish out the dungeon, by the way. We're like 57 minutes in. And we'll, you know, we'll finish a little bit over an hour. It's no problem. Did we just get Book of Enchantments? Yes, we did. If I do end up casting spells, I'm pretty well ready for it, so that's cool. I mean, we probably want to get certain things. Portal projectile, at least. Regular longbow, flaming. I'm not going to worry about that for now. Alrighty. Hold on. Bolt of Fire, 3d15, so he can't one-shot me. I don't have any, Wait, it just says Fireball, but it doesn't say how much damage it does. Oh, it's below. 3d15. Okay, let's try to walk away. Now he can one-shot me. So, off we go. That was just kind of a bad engage. I'd really like that ring. Why don't we go get it? I'd rather have these resistances than a meager 2 slaying. The slaying will help me more often, but the resistances will help me in particularly dire situations like that. It will help trivialize problems that would otherwise not be so trivial. Like this fire dragon, for instance. Okay, here's our friend. See how he just kind of dies? I mean, it's all about RNG. You know, he didn't even fire at me before I wrecked him there. Oh, come on with this. Let's just walk away. We're marked. We can just rest off and go to 13 and clear it out, which it should be pretty much empty. There we go. Yes, empty. more strength for more damage, and so that we can end up casting in heavy armor. Semi-heavy armor. And eventually we're going to go for dodging and armor. Kriya's mail coat is actually a really good... Whoa. That was a Guardian mummy. What was a Guardian mummy doing on D14? That's a tomb. That's a tomb enemy. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, Kriya's mail coat is an awesome item for an Oka worshiper, especially because, you know, chainmail is base armor 8, encumbrance rating 15. This is actually scale mail, I think. Yeah. So 6 armor, 10 encumbrance. So we can be very dodgy, but we can also have good amount of AC because scale mail... I mean, the thing is, it can usually only be enchanted to plus this, 6, and this is plus 7. So what I'm saying is you get to be an EV-AC hybrid, and that's ideal. That's ideal for Oka because heroism increases both dodging and armor. Now, I don't know exactly how much mileage we're going to get out of that whole thing, since we're not going to be training defenses for a while. Wow, we're about to have 27 bows. Didn't even realize I was that far along. It's pretty cool. I mean, I kind of just want to take fighting to 27 and bows to 27, which I already did. And I'll take invocations to 10 now. Get that finesse a little better. Still 14% fail rate, so we'd like to not have that. Well, no reason to use a short bow at this point. You could offer me a plus 12 short bow of speed and I probably wouldn't wear it. Like, the damage is just too low. But maybe. Maybe over this venom bow, I guess. But not if I had like a plus 9 longbow of velocity. I did F-sim on that and it's just not... The short bows just don't hold up. It would suck if we got paralyzed here, but we had okay distance. I probably should have backed up a little more. I'm going to be happy when we have a little more MR. In fact, I'm tempted to wear Maxwell's patent armor almost entirely because I want the MR+. I could give or take everything else on that, especially the minus Tela. I don't want that, but you know, that's the price you pay on that item. Okay, let's try not to get straight up murdered here. I want to drop some wands. And I want to identify some things. Now there's enchant armor. So we have our barding up to +3. Pretty cool. Slowed. Are we still faster than this stuff while slowed? Because we very well might be, other than the hogs. Hopefully we don't get porculated here. Ah, she dies of the poison. We're good. Okay. So 1 hour, 7 minutes, and we clear out... we clear out dungeon and lair. As for next time... I may not even go in to the orc mines. I don't really have an MR solution, so we'll see. But until then, I'm signing out.